Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to talk about 10 things you should start doing on Udyr if you aren't already. So let's go ahead and jump on in here. All right, this first one is actually an old trick that a lot of people used to know about back in the day, but it's been lost to time. You can turtle auto attack scrying plants and still get the bonus auto attack to go off. So see how your turtle just went off there? It can actually heal you anywhere from like 8 to 100 health, depending on how many points you have in it and what your AP and health looks like. But this works on scrying plants, blast cones, on the roses. So you'll see roses in the river this season. You can even turtle auto attack heal off those. So if you don't know, make sure to turtle auto attack those things. All right, my second tip for you guys is a bit technical, but bear with me. If you guys know anything about my builds, you'll know some of them rely on ultimate haste. Ultimate haste on Udyr has unique coding, if you don't already know, such that it applies towards your awakening or your passive, not your R. So when you're building ultimate haste, you're not reducing the cooldown of your R, you're reducing the cooldown of your passive. On both my Tiger build and my full AP build, I rely on ultimate haste to be able to carry. It's because it reduces the cooldown of your most important ability, your awakening, and the awakening is usually when you get kills, not the other way around. It's not your normal abilities. Usually you just cycle the normal abilities to set up for the awakening. If you can shave even 1 to 5 seconds off on this, it is a big deal. Third tip here is super easy, but again, it's just something when I coach Udyrs, I see them not do this. Whenever you enter an unwooded bush, instead of right clicking, go into bear stance and A move into the bush. So just click your A key and click into the bush in bear stance. What this will do is if there's anybody in a bush, instead of having to like click on them really quickly and have to guess if they're there, you will automatically just start moving with increased movement speed since you hit E. You're going to be a little bit faster and you'll get the element of surprise, and you'll also auto path into anybody into the bush and stun them. Again, this is a super easy habit you can build on Udyr anytime you're checking bushes. Is just go into bear stance, a move into the bush, so that way, again, there's no guesswork, and it will literally just save you microseconds on your bear stun, which means your next bear stun comes faster, which means those duels just go even better, baby. All right, this next tip, when you are ganking, in my opinion, the correct way to do it, let's say the minion wave is right here and you're ganking. You want to turn on turtle about, I don't know, when you're in the river entering the lane, then turn on your R, and then you turn on your E. And what this does is, by the time, let's say you're ganking again, and you're going into this mid lane gank, what this does is it means you've got your turtle shield active, your R is going to be on cooldown, and it's going to start slowing them when you get into range of them. So let's say it's the canyon minion. You walk up, you go into R, and then you go into bear stun, and then you bear stun them, and then you usually open with lightning Q or Q, whatever, just to get the attack speed. And then by the time you finish using your Q, you've got a really nice, healthy rotation set up with your R. Ganking, very easy on Udyr. W, R, and then you run up, stun your target, open with Q. Q, usually you reactivate turtle, and then you follow them with R, bear stun, QQ, rinse, repeat over and over. Hey guys, for our next clip, we're actually going to watch a video of me from yesterday. My next tip for you guys, a lot of you guys are tank Udyr players, meaning you do Leandries into defense items or Leandries into Riftmaker into tank. That's kind of like the meta build with Conqueror and all that. If you are playing that version of Udyr, use your Awaken W, not Awaken R and Q. I'm going to play this clip in the background. This is a clip of me playing tank Udyr, rare footage of Willie on tank. I don't play it often, but when I do, I want you to notice that literally I get 3. So we've already had 1 Awaken W cycle. Here's our second Awaken W cycle. And the reason I'm able to stay in these fights longer than you guys and do more damage than most tank Udyrs when I do play it, because whatever, I don't like it. But that's 3 Awaken W cycles in the same team fight, and it's what allows you to just constantly heal and sustain. This next tip, I really could not think of a good way to display it, but I kind of want you guys to think of this next tip as almost take advantage of this information. I don't know personally of a place where all this information is put down in one place. Udyr has a ton of internal cooldowns, and here's what you need to know. Number 1, anytime you use an ability, there's going to be a 0.25 second delay between using that ability and activating the awakenings. Number 2, you have a 2-second internal cooldown between changing stances. So if you press Q, you can't go into another stance for 2 seconds. There's a 6-second internal cooldown on each ability. So if you know you need to use that awakening in the next 6 seconds, but your awakening is not currently up, do not go into that ability. Fourth, On Udyr's Awakening, the passive, I've already mentioned this, but at level 6, 11, and 16 respectively, your Awakening cooldown goes down by 10 seconds. This is part of the reason why Udyr scales super duper well. So at level 1, you have a 50-second cooldown on your Awakening. Then you've got a 40-second at level 6. At level 11, it's 30. And finally, at level 16, you've got a 20-second cooldown on your Awakening, which is insane. And that Ultimate Haste and the other tip we mentioned will reduce that Awakening cooldown. Finally, always auto-attack twice in each stance, including Bear Stance, your E if you can help it, or whatever it's called nowadays. To reduce your passive cooldown. This is super, super important. Again, most people talk about it. Most people don't do it, though. Auto-attack twice before swapping out of every single stance. This next tip is much shorter. Whenever you're fighting enemy champions, always open with Bear Stun if you can. And the reasoning is very simple. You want to get this internal cooldown, this little circle at their feet. You want to stun them as often as you can, and so by opening with your Bear Stun, if it's your very first auto attack, every time you duel somebody, it gets that internal cooldown ticking immediately. Next tip, this is going to be a super simple one as well, but this is go to the practice tool and practice your Udyr clear. I coach people every now and then, and I can't stand when people are like, Willie, I saw Ivern do a 310 clear the other day, and it was broken. Or I saw Shyvana do a 308 clear, and she beat me to my jungle, and it was insane. If you go into a practice tool and really practice auto attack by auto attack your Udyr clear, not only can you do a 304 red clear, that's a 304 red clear, but you can actually do a 301 blue clear. And I've got this footage on my YouTube. My last 2 videos are literally a blue and a red clear alongside 2 part 2 explanations, auto attack by auto attack. If you do want to see those videos, go check them out. This next tip is piggybacking on an old video I made about how's the fastest way to do rift grubs. If you don't know on Udyr, the fastest way to do rift grubs, we tested it pretty much on every version of Udyr. You should always be isolating them and using lightning Q. So what you do is you start it by walking into this pit. You turn on your turtle, then you turn on your R. You start auto attacking the one closest to you. So you auto attack this guy down. You use your lightning Q on this guy. By standing in the center of rift grubs, they'll stand far enough apart to where the guy closest to the choke point will be isolated. After killing this guy with the isolation lightning bolts from your Q, I usually kill one or the other. It's up to you. But kill one or the other in the back, recharge your lightning Q, and then by the time one of these dies, your third and final one will be alive and isolated, and then you use isolation Q on that. But it is a lot faster to just stand in the middle and lightning Q these guys down instead of using your awaken arm. Final thing I wanted to say, if you do not know, especially with 2 smite charges, Udyr can do 5-minute dragons. So the final thing I want to put in this video, if you are not doing this already, you can do dragons in under 30 seconds, every single dragon type, including mountain dragons, which are very tanky. There's not a single dragon Udyr cannot do in under 30 seconds as a level 5 Udyr at 5 minutes. So if you just get to the pit on time, you can kill every dragon before 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Go back to base, depending on the side of the map you're on, spend gold, and then run to Rift Grubs and make it to Rift Grubs on time with gold spin after just doing a dragon, and then you get to go to contest the other neutral objective. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself as an Udyr player is try and look for those early 5-minute dragons. Again, all of them are possible in under 30 seconds, especially with double smite charge. So start looking to do that as Udyr. It is super easy. It doesn't matter the version of Udyr you're playing. You will always be able to do that. So I hope you found this video helpful. These are my 10 things on Udyr that you should start doing. I know some of these tips were kind of weird, including like the internal cooldown, but they should hopefully help you think about how to take these micro fights a little better, as well as your macro with like Rift Grubs, ganking, and stuff like that. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Head over to my Twitch, twitch.tv. We also have private coaching and a website. All of that is getting launched soon. If you do want some coaching, though, reach out to me on Discord and we'll go from there. But appreciate each and every one of you. See you on the Twitch, and thank you for watching. Bye.
Dang. Call me so I can make it juicy for ya.